Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to our today's session that is on IPR and on the topic of patent filing and prosecution in India and overseas. So this is our second webinar on the topic of IPR. So the first webinar was conducted few days back, and the recorded video is on our YouTube channel. You can find the video over there. So before we start with the program, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce a speaker for today's program. So for the speaker for our today's program is Mr. Rahul Bagga. He's the director at Adastra IP in India and Malaysia and has more than 11 years of experience in handling IP matters, patents in particular, in the field of biotechnology, genomics, molecular biology, medtech, agritech, pharma, chemistry, life sciences, healthcare, and other allied sciences across multiple jurisdictions. He is a registered patent and a design agent with the Indian Patent Office. Rahul has an extensive experience in drafting patent specifications in the areas of the field of science, tech mentioned above. He has also worked on numerous patent analytics projects and is a regular speaker at IP awareness sessions organized by various communities, companies, universities in India and abroad. Rahul is a graduate of Imperial College London, ICL, with MSc, DIC in Advanced Chemical Engineering with Biotechnology and has more than 2 years of academic research experience in the field of molecular biology and biotechnology. With this, we would like to take the opportunity to welcome you, Rahul. Thank you so much for giving us time today.
Thank you, Sudeep, for the intro.
And over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll address I think we have only limited participants, so it will be a rather intensive session. So please feel free to ask questions while the session is still ongoing. You don't need to wait for the end of the session. Can I share the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Share screen. Is it visible?
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah. Okay. So this session is for walking all the most of you must be inventors or owning businesses. So this session is for you guys to understand how to do the patent filing, what are the various forms and fee structures in India, and also how do you take your applications overseas, patent applications overseas. So let me start with I think in the last session, if any of you have attended, we covered basics of patent law as well, where we mentioned what kind of inventions qualify for patent and how do you make the searches for them. So we did a session on patent searching, patentability, etc. So now we are taking the conversation further. After you have done an assessment of your invention or your product, and then you have also drafted your patent application, how do you do the filing? Okay, either you engage a patent attorney, or if you intend to do it yourself, so this session should help you out. Okay, various procedures of the patent office I like to share with you guys here. Now, Indian patent application, this is the general flow chart, how the application is processed once it has been filed. Okay, let me have a pointer here so it becomes easy. Okay, can you guys see the pointer on screen? Is the pointer visible? I hope it is. Okay, so you file patent application either with the complete specification or with a provisional specification. Okay. So when you file a complete specification, it means you're filing it together with claims. When you file a provisional specification, there is no need for filing claims. Okay. If you do not, for example, you have filed a provisional specification. Provisional specification is something to reserve your priority date. Okay, you don't want to delay getting your priority date. You don't want to delay getting your priority date. You don't want to delay getting your priority date. So what you do is you file a quick provisional application, quick description of your technology, and you just submit the application. But this provisional application must be completed within 12 months after the provisional has been filed. If it is not, the application leads to abandonment. Okay. Now say you have filed a complete application. After the application has been filed, complete application has been filed, you can the statutory law is the application will remain secret for 18 months. So the patent office will receive your application. It will not be published for 18 months. Okay. So sometimes clients come to us and ask, okay, we filed application, but we can't see our status online. That is because for 18 months, nobody will be able to see it. Okay. So it is under pre-processing stage right now. But for example, you want to see the application, you want to have the application published as soon as it is there, then you can request early publication on it. So you have to pay an additional fees to request early publication. Okay. So publication can be done within a month or within a month of filing, or it will just by law it will happen anyway after 18 months. Okay. Now also remember, only a complete application can be published, not the provisional. Okay. So you filed a provisional, you cannot file a request for publication. You have to submit a complete application, then only your applications will be made available online. I will also show you how it looks, what the publication means and everything. Now, after the application is published, your application is open for opposition. Anybody from the public can oppose your application. Okay, they can say, okay, this is a life-saving drug or life-saving medicine, and we don't want a company monopolizing it. So they can oppose. Some NGO decides that they want to oppose this patent application. Or even there are two competitors. One competitor has developed a technology and is filing a patent. The other competitor doesn't want him to have a patent. Then they can oppose the application. Okay. But always remember that Indian Patent Office is a negative examination regime uh, patent office. That means you have to file a request for examination. Okay. So that request, if you want patent office to consider your case for grant of patent, you have to file request for examination. And the deadline for requesting examination is 4 years from the date of filing, from the date of first filing. First filing can be provisional or the complete specification directly. So you can, for 48 months, you can keep your application pending, okay, without filing request for examination. But after 48 months, you will have to necessarily file the request for examination within 48 months, because otherwise it will be abandoned. Okay, so your application will lapse, so you will lose the application. Now, after you have requested examination, okay, Indian Patent Office will do examination for patentability and other requirements, whether it's patentable, whether somebody has already published or disclosed, whether this thing already exists in the market. They cannot just give patent because you made the application. They will do a thorough technical examination of the subject matter, of the topic of your invention. Okay. Now, after examination, a FER, first examination report, is issued by Indian Patent Office. Okay. Now, this FER has to be replied within 6 months from the date of issue of FER. Okay. So within 6 months, you have to reply. Applicant is to be put in order by the applicant within 6 months. If you are not ready in 6 months, you can only extend it by another 3 months. That's it. If you do not reply, then the application is abandoned again. So you are working on in tight deadlines. Okay. So within 6 months, you have to reply the application here. Okay. And if all the objections have been replied to, and you also argue your technical superiority of your invention, a patent will be granted to you, and the grant will be published in the Patent Office Journal. So this is the procedure you're looking at. As an inventor or applicant, you will be face to face with patent office definitely at several stages. One is during the filing, and then you don't have to keep asking the patent office, so what's the status and all that. They will themselves get back to you with the once you have filed a request for examination. Okay. Always remember, if you the Indian Patent Office does not queue up your examination on the basis of first filing. For example, two guys filed on same day, 1st January 2020. Okay, but you also filed your request for examination on the same day, but the other guy filed on 1st January 2021 after 1 year. So your application will be examined first. Okay, so whoever files the application first does not get examined first, but whoever files the request for examination first, that person's application will be examined first. Okay, so if you want to expedite your patent as much as possible without paying extra fees, you must request for examination as soon as possible. Okay, you will also see, like, you filed application in 2020 and somebody filed application in 2022 and they also requested examination in 2022. You filed in 2020 but you requested examination in 2024 after 4 years. So your application, even though filed 2 years before the other guy, will not be examined before that guy because he filed request for examination 2 years before you. Okay, so you will see some cases, oh, my patent got issued, it's been pending for so long, that person patent filed after me got granted. That is the reason you did not file request for examination soon enough. Okay, so this is the general procedure. Now, procedure doesn't help you. This just help you. Okay, this is the flow of work you are expecting. So what you are expecting right now from patent offices, you filed the application, you filed request for examination. Now it's for Indian Patent Office to get back to you with FER. Then again, the ball is on your court. You reply to the FER. Okay. Then the ball is in court of Patent Office. Either they issue a hearing notice, they want you to have an oral hearing, or they refuse the patent or they grant the patent. Three things can happen. If you call you for hearing, you go for hearing. Hearing can be done through video conferences as well. No need to be present physically. So if you go for hearing and on hearing you make him understand your invention, then again the patent can go to grant or be refused in either way. So this is the general juice of the process at the Indian Patent Office. Okay, if everything goes straightforward. Now, what are the forms required at the time of filing? Okay, there are several forms. If you have interfaced with the law ever in your lifetime, for example, corporate law or even criminal law, any matter to do with court or any tribunal, you will see that every act, every law has its own set of forms. Okay, similarly, Patent Act have created its own set of forms. Okay, so at the time of filing, you need to fill these 5 forms. Okay, form 1, application. So in this application, in this form 1, you provide your name, your applicant's name, inventor's name, your title of your invention. Okay, your address for service. Where address for service means where should patent office communicate with you, with which email address, which phone number. So you mentioned those things here. You pay your fees on form 1, like that. So form 1 is the basically an application for grant of patent. Okay, so this has to be filled in. I'll show you form 1 as well. Then you have to file a form 2. Form 2 is basically your technical writing and claims, your legal write-up altogether. Okay, and drawings that you submit with the patent application. That is form 2. Then you have to submit form 3 as well. Okay, this is a statement that you have not filed this patent anywhere overseas. If you have filed patent overseas, then you provide the details of that patent application. Usually in the first filing, nobody does it. So statement or undertaking simply states you have not filed it overseas yet. That's it. Then you file form 5, where you declare yourself as inventor. Okay. Then form 26, which is power of authority, that is required when a patent agent files for you or a patent attorney files for you. Patent agent or attorney, India doesn't have a terminology called patent attorney. India only has patent agent. Okay. So form 26, you have to file if you're engaging a patent agent as well. Then all these forms will be filed and properly taken care of that by your patent attorney or patent agent. So these are the forms that are required at the time of filing: 1, 2, 3, 5, 26. Okay. If you want publication or examination or expedited examination, if you want that my application be published before 18 months, then you file Form 9. Okay. If you want to request request examination 48 months, then you file Form 18. Okay. If you want to request expedited examination, means Tatkal scheme एक Indian Patent Office के जिसमें you can request expedited examination. Patent is granted within 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, less than a year usually. तो उसके लिए आप Form 18A file करते हैं. So you file Form 18A for that. Okay. Now I'll show you. Wait, let me show you this several forms just for you to have a general idea of how it looks. I'm just opening up a form so I can show you. Is my window visible to everybody? The screen sharing is paused. Okay. Share the screen again. Okay, is the screen visible? I'll just show you the procedure here. So what I did was I just looked for one of our clients' application. I'll just show you how do you, so you can also have a look, view application status. So this is all available online. Okay. So you view documents. Now this is how a Form 1 looks like. See this. Okay, you specify several things: the name of the applicant, okay, address, so you put your own address, then who's the inventor, so you put the name and nationality of the inventor, then who is the patent attorney of yours, so you put the name of your patent attorney, and then you pay the fees here, then you calculate the fees here. Okay, then this is Form 5. Form 5 is like this, so you have to fill it up like this. Okay, so Form 1, Form 2, complete specification, as you can see, this is Form 2. So all the technical write-up that you will do, this is the front page and everything else is your technical write-up. So basically your technical write-up is your Form 2. Okay, and then comes, yeah, this is Form 9. Form 9 is for publication.
Not
That's
visible.
how, not visible?
Not visible.
Wait. Is it visible now?
No.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes, okay, sorry. I think it, okay. So you can see there are several forms. So this is Form 1. This is how a Form 1 looks like. Okay. So you put the name of your name. If you're applicant, you put your name and address like this. Okay. You identify you are a small entity, you are a startup. Okay. Then you can put the name of your inventors here. Then you put the title, like the title of invention. If you have hired a patent attorney, whose details will go here, okay? And then you give a declaration that now you will see there are two inventors, but the applicant is this guy, this institution, Indraprasth Institute, IIIT Delhi. Okay, so now what this declaration means that Himanshu and Aman, they are both assigning or giving their rights to IIIT Delhi. So in that capacity, they are filing this application. So these things need to be signed. Okay, then you just compute your prepare the form like this. Okay, we the applicant declare that all these declarations are made. This is actually a form 1. Okay, then comes form 2. As I told you, form 1, 2. Form 2 is this complete specification. So your technical documentation like this. This is the front page, and everything else is this is form 2. Okay, so this is simply form 2. Then this is form 5, where here it is like this, form 5. Okay, Himanshu, so you're declaring, these two guys are declaring themselves as inventor. That's it. Then you want to request early publication. So this is how early publication can be requested. We in the past, that's it, and you pay the fees. Okay. Then request for examination, form 18. That's how you request examination. Okay. All these forms are available online. Okay. You don't have to look for anywhere. They're very easily available. As I told you, proof of right, or this has to be signed by the inventor. So Aman has signed and Himanshu has also signed. So you can simply say IP India forms. So all the forms will be available here for you. You can go and find all the forms here. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, all the forms. So Form 1 is here for application. Form 2 is for complete spec. Form 3 is also here. You have to file at the time of filing. And Form 5 is also something you have to file at the time of filing. So you have, during the course of a normal application, you have to file 1, 2, 3, 5, and 18, 5 forms. If you engage a foreign attorney, a patent attorney, then another form 26. If you want early publication, then another form 9. So in total, maximum 7 forms you will have to file for a normal application. Okay, so that's the different forms. If you want to see how the forms are filled, definitely go online, put for any Indian company's name, okay, and you can see how they have filled the forms. Simple. All right. For example, you go on IP India. I can just see, okay, this is the application. I can check any application in the from randomly. I say view application status. Okay. Then I can view the documents. I can simply see how the forms are being filled. So you can take ideas from there, how they're filling the forms, all the agents. Okay. So it will make your maybe learning a bit easier. All right. So that's how these are the different forms that you have to file for in prosecution in India. Now, next would be, what are the different fee structures that are there? I hope the screen is visible. So this is a fee structure. If you are a startup, your fees will be 1,600 rupees for filing. Okay. If you are an MSME, you should have Udyog Aadhaar number and everything, then it's 4,000 rupees. If you are neither, if you are a big company, then it's 8,000 rupees. Okay. And this fees is for 10 claims and 30 pages. If the number of claims and pages go up, then your fees will increase. Okay. As I told you, requesting examination is mandatory. So your fees for examination is 4,000 for individual. MSME 10,000, for others 20,000. Okay. If you want a publication done before 18 months, then the fees again is 2,500. And MSME 6,250 and others 12,500. So if you don't want publication and you're a normal inventor and who wants to file an application, your maximum expense, official expense, is going to be 4,000 plus 1,600, 5,600. Okay, if you're a big company, then your maximum official expense is going to be 20,000 plus 8,000, 28,000. Okay, for a normal application. But if you mix publication with it, then you add this fees as well, according to the status of your entity, on which level you qualify. All right. Now, for requesting early examination, for expedited examination or tatkal examination, you have to it is mandatory to file a request for publication, and the fees is double. So if you want expedited examination, your examination fees becomes 8,000 here. For MSME, it becomes 20,000. For others, it becomes 40,000. Okay, and publication fees remains the same. So you have to request examination. So if you want to request early examination, so you may double this fees, 8,000 plus 2,500 plus 1,600. So around 11,000 will be your expense, official fees expense. So this is the fee structure with the Indian Patent Office. Okay. And miscellaneous, what else you can do with Indian Patent Office? You can assign your patent to new party. For example, you licensed it, you sold the patent, you can do that. You can add inventors. Okay. You can change applicant. For example, you change the name of your company or you gave it to some other person. You have to pay grant fees or annuity fees. Every year, you have to renew your patent application. Okay. After the patent is granted, you have to also submit every year statement of working, whether your application is being worked or not, whether the invention is being worked or not. Okay. So this was, and then you can go to e-filing. So you, as an applicant, you can do physical filing. Patent attorneys cannot do physical filing anymore. They can only do e-filing. But e-filing is available to applicants as well directly. But you will need a digital signature, class 2 or class 3. You can make payments online, and but forms you still need to create online on your Word file and then upload it. Okay, it's not a true online filing system. Okay, it's just an online payment system. That's it. True filing system will require you to not upload any of the forms, but it requires you to upload the forms. Okay, so you have to prepare 1, 2, 3, 5, 26 and upload those forms, and then you make the payment through e-filing. Now, any questions on Indian prosecution, you can check with me. If you guys, have you guys filed a patent application before, any of you? Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Yeah. Just want to know if anybody has questions on this, because this is procedural call that we are making, procedural presentation. You must have filed patents in India and it may be stuck somewhere. You're not listening back from Indian Patent Office, or maybe it got abandoned. Let me know so we can see, if these problems can be sorted simply by doing some procedures. Nobody? Okay. So I will proceed with the overseas now. So Indian prosecution has happened now. So now you have filed patent in India. Okay, you don't have to wait for Indian patent to be granted to file your patent abroad, because that is something that usually never happens, because patent grant takes time and deadlines come faster than you can think of. Let me share the screen again. Okay, I hope the screen is visible now. Now, how do you obtain patents abroad? Now you filed in India. Why file in foreign countries? Which countries to file and when to file and how to file? We'll discover that in this second part of the conversation that we're having now. Now, why file in foreign countries? If you want to market, sell, license, or manufacture your products abroad, then only you should file in foreign countries. Okay. Sometimes you want to have some big companies they do not have business in US, but they still file in US because it generates confidence in their customers that their product is indeed unique. Okay, so sometimes for that prestige, they file in US and Europe and get a patent granted. Okay, but if you're a small inventor, or if you're just starting out, you're an MSME and you don't want your budgets to go off the rails, then you just simply file in the countries where you actually sell your products. Okay, or where you intend to market, sell, license, export. In those countries, you can file your patent applications. Okay, Where to file usually can be decided by size of market for your product in a country. If you may have business, but the product it only sells you $10,000 per year, and obtaining a patent takes you $20,000, for example, then it doesn't make sense to you, right? So no need to file. So it depends also on the size of market of your product in a country. Okay. It can also be filed. For example, you don't need to file patent on the basis of the market of the product. Okay. You can also simply lock where are the leading manufacturers of your competing product, and you simply file the patents there to block the manufacturers from copying your technology. For example, you made a new semiconductor chip. So you know China, Taiwan, US, some European countries, or say Europe, they have factories on semiconductor chip making, right? So you only file patents in these countries, and from there only you will be able to enforce your patent to rest of the world. Basically, if you stop the manufacturing for them of your technology, they cannot also sell it to any country. Simple. Okay. So you can file on the basis of manufacturing centers of your technology, where it is being manufactured in the large numbers. You simply file patents in those few selected countries. That brings down the budget. When to file? Well, when the funds are available, because filing abroad can be expensive. Okay. And you file it within the deadlines of a particular country. And now, how to file it? There are two routes to file patents overseas. If you have filed the application in India, and for example, you filed the application in India on 1st January 2020. Okay. So 1st January 2020, you filed the application in India. Now you want to claim the benefit of filing in India. You want that anybody filing after filing in US should not be able to get a patent because I filed in India first. Okay. So there is a treaty which is very old, concluded in 1883. Okay. That treaty is called Paris Convention. That allows inventors to file patents or applicants to file patents in other countries within 1 year from the date of filing in their own country. Okay, so for example, you file a patent in India on 1st January 2020. Somebody files same patent, say your US partner or your own Indian partner. You had a breakup. Now he says I will do business in US, and he goes and files that patent in US. Okay, he files that patent in June or July in US. You file that patent in US in December. By law, US, his right, because his patent was filed before yours, he will be allowed the patent. But that does not happen. Why? Because you filed the patent within 1 year from your India filing. So your right will supersede his rights. That's the Paris Convention Treaty. Okay, so US will recognize your filing in India, and it will give you same, even though you filed the patent in December 2020, it will give you it will give you the priority benefit of filing in India of January 2020. That's the Paris Convention. So once you file patent in India, you are so-called virtually, uh, sort of protected in all other countries of the world. You don't have to go around and start filing patents right away in all the countries. You can wait for 1 year and then file. Now, what if in 1 year you don't know the product's trajectory? If the product is still under trial, or you don't have funds, or angel investors or VCs are still looking into it, then what do? 1 year is very short period of time in economy. Then what you do is you file a PCT application, which is an international application. Always remember, there is no such thing as international patent. Okay, there's only international application. This international application will never be granted. Okay, इसका एक ही काम है. It has only one job. That is that your 1 year deadline of filing abroad gets increased to 2.5 years. So now you filed the application in India on 1st January 2020. Now you can enter US in July 2022. Okay, so it gives you 2.5 years to file the application in those countries. Okay. All right. So concluded in 90s. So this is the PCT route. We call it PCT route. Then there's the other one was Paris Convention route. So there are only two ways of going abroad if you want to claim benefit of filing in India. Okay, has any of you guys have any done anything like that? Hello. Hello. So you can see the flow chart here. So you file a local application, you have 12 months and you file abroad. You have to file in each country where you want protection, that is sure. But this cost can be deferred until 30 months using PCT. But you still got to file in each of the countries of your interest. So that's how you do the prosecution overseas. Okay. So for example, you filed in India, you want to file US, you don't have funds right now for filing in US, you file a PCT application, you arrange for funds in next 1.5 years, and then you file the application in the US. Now the cost of filing a PCT. PCT, if you file as a company, it will cost you in India around 1,20,000, 1,30,000. Okay, PCT is expensive. It used to be much more expensive, around 2,80,000. Now the cost has come down to 1,20,000, 1,30,000. Okay. But if you are an individual, then this fees comes down further down to say 15,000 or 20,000 max. So your fees for filing PCT, if you are individual or group of individuals, then your fees for filing PCT is not going to be more than say maximum 25,000. Okay. So this is, so once you file a PCT and PCT filing, for example, you decided PCT filing on 31st December, you can make the payment of PCT within 1 month. So PCT does not require you to make the payment at the time of filing. Okay. So it's your deadline, 1 year deadline expires today, you quickly file the PCT. Then you will have 1 month to pay the PCT fees. So basically, you have 13 months to cover your cost of filing a PCT. Okay. So that's how you file PCT, and then you file in US. Filing in US is also the route in or the flow of patent process is very similar to India. You file the PCT in a US application, US Patent Office, and you file request for examination. US Patent Office will come back, give you their office action or FER. You reply to it, and then they can give you another FER or they can simply grant a patent. The procedures are more or less similar in that manner. Okay, but they have their own forms and their own way of doing things in that manner. So they don't use the same forms as India. India patent law is territorial in nature. Okay, so what is good for India? What if the patent is granted in India? It's only good for India, and it's being granted using Indian procedure. If you want to file in US, you have to follow US procedure. Okay, so this was filing overseas. So any questions on this front as well, if you have? And remember, most of the countries overseas require translation. Like if you want to file in China, Japan, Korea, Indonesia, Thailand, or Mexico, or Brazil, Argentina, Spain, Italy, then you have to translate the application in their language. Okay, there will be translation costs as well. Okay. So now, can some costs be deferred? This is a bit more high level thing. For example, you don't have filing cost in US is usually $500 official fees. Can you defer it to say you don't have $500 today? Okay, can you defer it? Then it lines have specific requirement, and these are the solutions we offer them. So if you can defer it, we can say, yeah, you can defer your request for examination, which costs around $250 by 6 months. So you don't have to pay the examination fees at the time of filing. Okay, but you have to pay it anyway. So, but you pay it after 6 months or 3 months, depending on the different countries' requirement. Okay, and then your cost can be deferred. So right today I can only arrange $500. Small inventors, they have issues. They left, or somebody who has just started a startup, they have issues of budget, but they can arrange within next 1 month. They also don't want to let go of the rights. So these are some of the low cost options. Okay, file these things and just put your foot in the door, right? And then the rest of the cost can be paid later, like that. Okay. Foreign examinations can also be expedited using patent prosecution highway, like JPO, USPTO. If you file a patent in US, the patent will be granted easily in Southeast Asia, all the countries. Even Japanese patent office or European patent office will also grant the patent easily if the US patent office has granted the patent, and vice versa. Okay. So if you're planning on filing in few countries, definitely file in US, because it will make, say, for example, you want to file in Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. Okay, that's your market. But if you file in US, the prosecution cost here will come down drastically. Okay, so you don't have to, so they will simply follow what US has granted. That's it. There will be no office actions. There will be no attorney involvement. You can simply tell the patent office, okay, this is the claim patent application that has been granted in the US. Please grant the same application to us, and they will go ahead and do it. Okay, so you can expedite examinations overseas by smartly covering your bases. Okay, you can file a patent as in a group of countries. For example, in Europe, you don't have to file patent in all the countries. Okay, you can simply file a European patent office. You can simply file a patent there, and it will examine for all the countries the patent application that you have filed. Okay. Similarly, in Gulf countries, you don't have to file patent in all of the Gulf countries. You simply file it GCC. Similarly, in Africa, you can simply file in ARIPO, African Regional IP Organization, Northern African Organization. It covers 17 countries for you. Similarly, Eurasian patent is same. It covers 8 countries for you. OAPI, mostly former French colonies in Africa, they also cover 17 countries for you. So some countries have come together to form a group so that there is only one patent application required to be filed instead of filing in all those countries. Okay, so bring down the cost, procedures, and everything. Okay, questions? I'm open to questions now. This is all about filing and prosecution in India and overseas. You can ask some things, if even if it doesn't relate to the topic but relate to the matter of patents. I'm open to take any question. Hello. Okay, I see no questions being asked. So, Sudeep, we can wrap up the session. If somebody wants to ask later, we can also reply to them by email later.
Sure. And also, we'll be sharing our feedback forms with them. So if anybody has a question, we can always ask the question later on. No problem.
Yeah.
And thank you, Rahul, for the wonderful session today.
No, thanks.
So knowledgeable to have you on board. And thank you so much for all our dear participants for coming and attending the program today, though it was a weekend. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.